All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Chakwaдаsh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises go to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. As you see the title on the screen, Civil War in 2027. You know, this man popped on the scene about last year. And now the scripture says that, you know, the Lord will pour his spirit upon all flesh. You know, people will dream dreams, see visions, things like that. That been going on for a long time. This man, I believe he's an insider because he's saying a lot of things that's scriptural. That's the reason that this video is being made. You know, 2027 is a good estimation, at the end of the day, prophecy said that civil war will happen. And the best version of civil war is in Mark 3:24. And it says, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Now, you got to understand, too, America is divided on all fronts. I mean, you got blue states, red states. You have people who, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. All right. And you also have the Edomites. They're divided on all fronts. You got America beefing with Israel, Israel beefing with America, America beefing with NATO, and then you got to understand the Russians, they're Edomites, they're beefing with America, Israel, and NATO. So yeah, their whole kingdom is divided on all fronts, and everything is going to trickle down to you regular, everyday people, as it says in Isaiah 19:2. So it said, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Now, this is going to happen when everything is all said and done. All the prophecies, all right? The cherry on top, the missiles dropping, but also Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be shooting, from the chariots, fire too. And it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, which is code name for Americans versus Americans. Because when you go to Revelation 11:8, the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. But why is these things going to be happening? That's what you got to ask yourself, because of the prophecies that will come to pass. So after this scripture, I'm going to play the video. This right here will cause, civil war. And in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. So the grinder is jobs. So imagine you can't provide for yourself no more. On top of, there's going to be very high inflation. So if you don't got no money to buy nothing, all right, then the scarcity inflation is going to trickle down to a real famine. Now, the people who may have something, now the shit is super high, and now you got people throwing fisticuffs over a loaf of bread. And that's all in Revelation 6. It talks about people going to have to spend a day's wage for a portion ration meal. Okay? So, and it says, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, no future. And the doors shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughter of music shall be brought low, even more low than what it is now. So yeah, this would definitely cause civil war. Just that alone. As it says in 2 Esdras 6:22, the sown places suddenly, all right, unsown.
I think by 2027, ICE will be much more powerful than people imagine. I think they want to deploy the National Guard to all major cities in America.
Remember, they did that too already. Remember, in the beginning of Trump's presidency, he sent all these, ICE agents to basically urban cities where Israelites are at, like Washington, D.C., Oakland, Baltimore, I want to say Boston, New York, all of that. All right. And then, right under people's nose, they basically been giving ICE more funding, more immunity to do things. So yeah, when Jacob's trouble come, remember the scripture says this: unrighteous decrees. It said, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Pre means before. It's already on the books. All they waiting for that crisis to bring forth the sword.
Because they're preparing for economic collapse, they're preparing for financial collapse, they're preparing for the national draft, and they will need.
So all of that is in the scripture. Financial collapse. We just got done reading about that. All right, in Ecclesiastes 12. All right, the military draft. Let's go into that, which is going to cause uprising of the people. People don't want to go to war. People don't got the same spirit, as it used to 30, 40 years ago, when people would love to go into the military. Now people all effeminate. You got people, this is how you know this is Babylon, which means confusion. You got women who are masculine and men who are effeminate, man. Men ain't trying to go to no war. They've been lackadaisical. So the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Why? In the wars, Civil War, World War III, class wars, all of this is going to be happening at the same time. Remember when Yahweh said he's going to have to shorten the days? Because remember, it's been war before. It's been famine before. It's been cannibalism before. But not all of these things have been happening at the same time. And that's what's going to happen. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right? Going back to the economic collapse. Going back to the famine. Going back to the uncertainty.
They're preparing for financial collapse, they're preparing for the national draft, and they will need law enforcement and National Guard in all the major cities, especially in democratic cities like Los Angeles and Boston and Chicago, where they expect the resistance to be the greatest. By 2027, all the ingredients for civil war should already be in place.
Yeah, because it's already in place now. They keep talking about around July 4th time, which is what, tomorrow, and the thing is that all the financial experts and the whistleblowers talking about you really should start seeing shortages from July 4th and on, which is very, very, how can I put it, ironic, because when you go into the research, the average lifespan of a kingdom is 250 years, even though America been on the downtrodden for a while now. But it's becoming more evident that this ain't the golden cup, as it said in Jeremiah 51:7. This ain't the golden cup no more. The cup is rusty. All right. Scripture said we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Jeremiah 51:8. All right, so because everything in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. 2 Esdras 9:5. All right, so we here, and when these things come to pass, as it say in Ezekiel 33:33, then you should know as a prophet among you.
I don't mean actually, two militaries fighting each other, but I'm saying like nationwide.
It ain't gonna be militaries fighting against each other. It's gonna be people in military fighting against each other, and that's why the scriptures say this. Forgot. It said, "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another with swords in their hand." That's the modern day gun. You want to know what's so funny about that? America, the country which only 4% of the population have the most guns in the world. This country, everybody got a gun. So yeah, this prophecy is fitting to a T. And it said, "For there should be sedition among men," which is a revolution, an uprising against the government, "and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their acts shall stand in their power." Sound like a purge to me. Sound like when they was making, the purge movies, which is just the Lord working on their mind, to make these things. Also, all of these things are signs for us. We are the only ones with our eyes open. So when we don't watch shows for entertainment, even though they can be entertaining, but we don't watch it for entertainment. We try to see what the devil is up to. All right. And then we link it to the scriptures. So yeah, this can happen from now to 2027. Financial collapse. Everything is set in place. The men of the Lord have been saying this for years. But how much more now? Like I always say, Donald Trump literally had Elon Musk as his right-hand man coming into the presidency. And in the first couple months, the first month, Elon Musk, Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, all right, Peter Thiel, Palantir, all right, that technology, so he just, a Skynet, I forgot what it's called, Stargate, all right, so we're gonna put 500 billion into that, which is just a digital infrastructure. All of these things are databases, man. Palantir being the database that everything run through. That's like the central database. So yeah, we here.
Discontent and riots and protests and insurgencies. Okay, so this is gonna be a low-level conflict, but it's gonna be what the Civil War will look like for the next few years. The global economy should have collapsed by 2027. So JP Morgan has reports saying that the world will run out of oil.
Now, I made a video about this maybe a month or two ago. Because you got to understand too that the strait being closed, right? A lot of our goods come, if not all, most of our goods come from, overseas. A lot of ships is being stuck because of the Strait of Hormuz. So the last shipments came about maybe a month ago. It takes about 45 to 60 days for it to reach here. So that means that the last influx of goods came a month ago, which means that they're going to run out, even the oil. So we just going to see how these things play out, But yeah.
By the end of this month. And that's because of the closing of the Strait of Hormuz. That's right, because of the closing of the Strait of Hormuz.
Now, remember, he did this in April. This video is in April. I would just wait, try to find the right time to, make this video. But, so that means May, June, July. We here. So you should really start seeing shortages anytime now.
I think.
So, matter of fact, let me end it on my favorite scriptures for us, because these things will come to pass. It says, "Because you has kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take your crown," which is this faith in this word, and you see it coming to pass. So that should build up your faith even more. And all we gonna do is be still and watch the Lord work. This is not our fight. That's why the scripture says in Proverbs 22:3, "The prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself." How do we hide ourselves? In the name of the Lord. But it said, "But the simple pass on and are punished." So they're not mindful of the scourges that the Lord is about to send to the earth and sending to the earth. And the scripture said that the unjust know of no shame. So all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Vashai. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.